It's Adam from Garden of Eden, and today I'm back with an update on my Philodendron Pastazanum. So I still have the video up about when I unboxed this. It was imported, and that was like April this year, and now it's December of this year, 2021. So not too long ago. I didn't really upload much in between those two videos, so that video is still up if you want to take a look at that. I do still have one of the original leaves on the plant. It's this one, and the other one ended up yellowing and it fell off. I think it actually got snapped, and then yeah, it fell off, and I don't even know how it got snapped, but this is one of the originals. But yeah, I'm happy to say that it is still alive. So this import was kind of positive. It was kind of successful, even though at first it was a little bit to get it to start rooting, but it was positive, and I think I might start importing more in spring. I've been wanting to get my hands on some like velvety rare philodendrons. Like I'm still looking for a gloriosum and a varicosum and gigas and majestic. I did recently make a TikTok about two other rare philodendrons I got. I got a splendid and two melanochrysums on Facebook Marketplace. So it's still possible to get them locally, but you have to really be on the lookout. So I will think about importing more in the spring. Right, so let's talk about what has happened to this plant since. It's been around like 3/4 of a year, and so when I did get it, it had like two stringy roots on it, but those quickly started rotting, and so I pulled it out of the sphagnum and I kind of removed those roots, and I put it back in half sphagnum, half perlite. And then it was in my little IKEA greenhouse, so it did root up pretty fast and pretty well after that. And another thing I noticed was that the stump here, kind of like before the main part now, this stump here, that was the original like stem. It was starting to rot towards the back, so I had to cut it off and I had to put cinnamon, and since then it hasn't continued rotting. But yeah, once it got rooted, I moved it to soil, and then that's when it started really growing, because I guess the nutrients from the soil, but I didn't want to disturb the roots, so I up-potted it from the sphagnum and perlite. I planted it in this clay pot, and I just filled it with soil around the edges. So yeah, there's still like a ball of sphagnum and perlite inside in the middle, but it hasn't really caused any problems. And recently I did look, and I'm seeing that there are some roots coming out the bottom of the pot, but I'm still not going to repot it until probably spring. My reason for that is because I've noticed that it did put out, like when it was in soil, it put out like some leaves kind of small like this, but it was still growing, but it really started putting on a burst of growth once I saw the roots were all filled up in the pot. I think philodendrons like to have their roots like completely root bound, and then when they feel secure, then they start focusing on growth at the top. So shortly after the roots were coming out the bottom of the pot, I noticed that the stem got thicker suddenly. Yeah, this is like pretty large. It was never like that. It was kind of like this stump here, and then all of a sudden it put out like a brand new stump from the middle, and I'm assuming this is going to kind of go down and continue crawling. And then it also put out larger leaves, and from here on it's only going to get bigger. So yeah, I think I'm going to wait to repot it until it's like really super root bound. I'm guessing that will probably be around March or April, which would be a year since I imported it, and then I will make a video when I'm repotting this. I did get a pot for it, and I still have it. It's kind of just waiting for the Pastazanum to be repotted, but I got this from the dollar store, and I think it's perfect because I'll plant it at the back, and then it'll just continue crawling, and it should get pretty large and mature in this pot. And it also has a saucer. Yeah, I can't believe the dollar store had these pots, so I thought they would be perfect. Another thing I noticed was that I could have put this outside in summer, but I guess I was nervous since it was a little bit more special. But basically my sister's monstera had leaves around this size, and then when we put it outside in summer, the leaves got large and they got splits in them. So I'm sure if I put this outside next summer, it would help to mature the plant much faster. Also, I am noticing that there is a new growth right there. As for the care I give this, currently it really just sits like right there under that grow light and near that humidifier, so it really just gets like the care that my regular houseplants get. I don't really do anything special to it. I water it when the top inch of soil dries out, and it gets light from the grow light or from the window sometimes. And yeah, I don't really do anything else to it. It's pretty much just like as easy to grow as like any other regular houseplant. So yeah, that's all for the Philodendron Pastazanum update. I'm happy it's still alive and it's thriving, and hopefully next update it's even bigger and better. Thanks for tuning in.